Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome to a new video. Today's video is a what I eat in a day video. Everything you see today is going to be vegan. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that more people can see it too. And let's get into breakfast.
Okay, it's lunchtime. So I was gonna do something a little bit more involved, but we've had something come up last minute. We gotta eat lunch really quickly. So I'm gonna go for kind of my go-to either like lazy or quick meal, which are these guys right here, instant noodles. These by themselves are obviously not very healthy and definitely not very filling. What I like to do is just add a bunch of vegetables in. That's gonna really help make things filling, take up more room in your stomach, add a lot of nutrition as well. All right, so I'm just gonna chop a few mushrooms here to start. I like to keep the mushrooms pretty fat when I chop them. I find that just works really nicely in soup. I like to just start by browning those mushrooms a little bit. So I'm gonna toss those into the pan and just let them cook a wee bit before we add the water. All right, so once these have cooked for a little bit and they've kind of started to brown, I'm gonna go ahead and add the water. And I'm just gonna turn up the heat so that we can get that boiling. In the meantime, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna make some dumplings. So I have these. They are PC, so you can get them anywhere they sell PC. So I'm gonna turn that on medium-low. Add a tiny bit of oil. Maybe not a tiny bit, but a bit. And let's just actually turn that up to about a medium heat. And then I'm gonna pop these dumplings in flat side down. And we're just gonna let those cook for about 3 minutes. I can do it. I can do it. But I know. Okay, so once this water is boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and add in our noodles and the frozen vegetables. So we're gonna do some peas, a few pieces of cauliflower, and some green beans. And I'm also gonna add the soup stock at this point as well. All right, so these guys have been cooking for long enough. I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup of water and then cover them with a lid so they steam. Okay, so this is boiling again, which means that we're looking pretty much done over here. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of this sesame oil. Sesame oil is so delicious, but it's very powerful. You don't need too much. Once the dumplings have been steaming for about 3 minutes, I'm going to take off the lid, kind of move them around in the pan a little bit and let them cook for about 1 more minute. And then we will plate everything up and get it ready to eat. That's it. Super quick, super easy, really delicious. Perfect for a rainy day. It's definitely one of my go-tos. I actually completely forgot to add tofu, which is like, it just happens to me when I'm filming. I always forget a bunch of stuff, but tofu would be like so good in this right now. Okay, we're back. I'm trying to be in the sun but not blinded by the sun. So we just drove for like 3 hours. We've been gone for probably like 3.5, maybe 4 hours. So I was starving when I got home. I had some of those sesame rice crackers for a snack. I always get really into those and then I totally like overeat them and I don't eat them again for years. But I'm going through another phase of enjoying them. I had that with olive hummus. Olive hummus is my favorite. And just some olives as well. Olives is like something that I recently started getting into. I didn't really like them much until probably just like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. Will always forces me to try things that I don't like and then I end up loving them. So now I love olives. I just wanted to do a little taste test with you guys. I have this right here. This is a grower's cider. And I got this new flavor, raspberry ginger. I love raspberry flavored things, but I feel like ginger is like such a strong taste. I'm so curious what this is gonna be like. So I've been waiting to film a video and to try this live. Oh, it tastes like, you know those freezies? It tastes like a red freezie. The ginger is not strong at all. I don't even really know where they're getting ginger from. Yeah, okay. It's good. I like it. It's very sweet, which I don't usually like sweet alcohol, but I can do like one sweet cider to start my night off. And then I have to move to something like no sugar, but I'll see you guys for dinner. All right, it's dinner time. Tonight for dinner, I'm gonna be making another one of kind of my staple meals that I kind of rotate through. I have 2 different sort of white pastas that I make. This is one of them. Super garlicky and creamy and delicious. Kind of like a vegan version of Alfredo, but I would say it has like more flavor than Alfredo does from what I can remember. This is also super quick and really easy to do, and you can kind of mix and match. Today I'm gonna put in mushrooms and broccoli. Sometimes I don't even add any extra vegetables like that. Sometimes I'll add fresh basil if I have that. Yeah, you can kind of play around with it, add different things depending on what you have in your fridge and what you like to eat.
So one of the goals I have when I'm cooking is to use as few dishes as possible, and that comes from not having a dishwasher. So this is a 1-pot meal. All you need is 1 fairly large size pan, and we're gonna start with half a tablespoon of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of pre-minced garlic or 4 garlic cloves minced, And then I add a whole sort of small sized white onion. Shallot is really good in this as well. I'm just going to cook those for a couple of minutes while everything kind of softens, the onions start to become clear, and the garlic starts to brown. Next, I'm going to add 4 chopped up, pretty good sized brown button mushrooms. Once those have browned a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the liquids. This is 2 cups of vegetable stock. If you use low sodium, then you're going to want to add a little bit of salt later on. If not, you can go a little bit lighter with the salt a little bit later on. And then after the vegetable stock, we are going to add 1.5 cups of plant milk. I always use unsweetened almond milk. I've tried it with oat milk. It didn't really work. It kind of got all separated and weird, so go with almond milk. And then I'm going to add in about 1/3 of a package of spaghetti. If you want this to be more like an alfredo, just go ahead and use fettuccine noodles. Obviously, any pasta will be fine. After I put that in, I turn up the heat and bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, the heat comes back down to a simmer, and we're going to let it cook for about 20 minutes. It usually takes me less than that, but between 14 and 20 minutes, I would say. At this point, I threw some broccoli in there as well. You want to stir this pretty often to make sure that the pasta doesn't stick together. Once the liquids have cooked down, we can add our seasoning. So today I'm going to use red pepper flakes. I was pretty liberal with these and I wasn't mad about it. And then some freshly cracked black pepper. Yum. At this point, you could also add salt if you had used a low sodium stock. Oregano is also really good in this recipe at this point as well, but I just didn't have any on hand. Finally, I turn off the heat and I add in some fresh baby spinach. I love adding fresh baby spinach at the end of my pasta dishes. In the past, I've also added some fresh basil there instead of spinach, and that has worked really well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up so that more people can see it too, and leave me a comment down below so that I know you were here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.